මේ පැත්ත ඉස්සෙල්ලා මින්ද මේ පැත්ත පිළිලා බැරිද එහා පැත්තට යන්න. නැත්නම් මට මේ මයික් එකත් එක්ක හරි අමාරු විතරක්. ප්ලීස් සී. මේ වැඩි මග්ගම් විතරක්. Okay, till others come, we will start. Right. Good afternoon, all. So I want you all to download your company files. Right.
download your respective company files, and in the LMS, there is a document I have uploaded that is called items list SAP Figure Club. I want you to download or open that as well. Make sure you are having the right company file in your folder. If it's the correct company file, you should have 62 days remaining.
There are so many places.
I speak my So open the download and open your company file, and there is a document I have uploaded in the LMS called items list. I'm going to download that file and right. So up to now, we have discussed in MyOB how to create a company file, how to deal with the tax codes, how to amend the accounts list according to our preferences, and then we made the initial transactions like owner bringing in capital, and then we learned how to make the payments for expenses that are going through the check account or any other payment method, right? All the expenses. And then we entered into the main operation of the business, that is buying and selling operation or retail operation. For us to start the retail operation, we wanted suppliers. Yes, the process will start from the supply and process will start from the purchasing. Without purchasing, you can't start the process, right? So for you to purchase something, you have to have vendors or supplier will provide you those goods or material, right? Right. Then last week we created those supplier cards, and we have set up the supplier or purchasing related default values by going through the easy setup assistant of the purchasing. Right. Now we have suppliers. Then our next step is actually to purchase from those suppliers. Right. Before purchasing from those suppliers, we have to have some items to be purchased. Right. And also there will be some items that we sell. And when we were talking about the layout of the purchasing, right? The purchasing had how many layouts? When recording the purchase, how many? 4 layouts. So what are, if you can remember, what are those layouts? Purchasing item, the latest, and another one. Professional, right? Now today you can go to the software and find those, but in the online quiz that is due 1 week after, not next week, week after, you have the online quiz. So in that online quiz, you can't open the software. You have just attempt the quiz there. You have to remember some of these technical information, right? So there are 4 layouts. Out of those 4 layouts, miscellaneous was actually miscellaneous. When you don't have to raise any voice or you don't have to raise the documents, you just doing miscellaneous. And also, if you are obtaining a very special professional service, maybe from the legal service, advice, maybe from auditors, whatever, for very special professional cases, only you use the professional layout. But for most of the cases, we agree that we are using the service layout and the items layout. Right? There have been items layout we are using to purchase the things or goods or services, whatever, it is available in our item list. Right? That is how we learn. Right? What is the item layout? Service layout is the layout we use to record purchases of something that are not in our item list. But items layout we are using to record certain things that are in our items. Now, we should create our items to make sure those are the items that we are going to buy themselves. Right? So that is going to be our learning today, creating the items list of the company. Right? Then we have suppliers and then we will have items. After having both, we can start purchasing. Right? If we have suppliers and then we have to have something that we are going to purchase from them. If these 2 conditions are satisfied, we can start purchase. So today we will set up that. So we will go to the inventory command center. Okay. When you're dealing with items, you have to go to the inventory command center. And here you can see there are a number of functions available. Items register. There is a link called items register. When you go there, you can see a date range is required. Right. When you go to the, I'm just showing this. I'm not going through in detail. I'm just showing these are the options available. When you go to the items register, you have a register of the items. And a date range is also given from which date to which date the transactions may have happened. That can be seen. And also then there is something called items list. Okay. So you can click on that items list. When you go to that items list, there are 4 tabs. Okay. Out of the four tabs, one tab is all items. The other tab is sold items. Okay. Then the other tab is bought items. And the other tab is inventory items. Okay. Inventory items. So if you are selling something, those items will appear here. If you are buying something, those items will appear here in this tab. And if you are inventorying certain items, those items will appear in this tab, right? If you are having all three, I mean all 3 types of items will be appearing in all tabs, right? So that is actually the items list, right? And then here there is another option called, I'm just highlighting the most important and mostly tested functions here. Set item prices, right? So obviously, when you click on that, here you can't see anything because we have not created any item. But this option is given to set the prices easily, right? Set the prices easily, convenient. That is why this option is given. What is the name of the option? Set item prices, right? So there's something called build items. So this build item is, we are not going to learn that, but I am just to understand. This build item option is there when you are bundling up 2 products and trying to create a package before selling, right? Let's say you have 2 products for product A and B. When you're offering bundling product, when you're buying both A and B, you are given a discounted price. So that is also a product, right? When you go to this restaurant that are having burgers, right? Let's say, for example, now we have Burger King. Let's say. When you go to the Burger King, you see new promotions: 4 burgers, 4 drinks, 2 French fries. So there's a fixed price. So that is a product, another product. When you ask for that product, when you ask for that option or that promotion, they don't enter 4 burgers. They don't enter 4 drinks, right? They enter the code of that promotion, right? Then 4 burgers possibly will be added anyway, right? Only the selection will have to be modified. So like that, if you want to build categories of items or collections of items, so this build item option is there, right? So at the bottom here you can see receive items. After ordering items, right? After ordering items, if you receive those items after placing the purchase order, when you are receiving those items, this option can be used to record those items. You can see there's a format, right? And here on the top left hand corner, there is a drop down menu. From that drop down menu, you can see this is nothing new. The same purchasing, billing, and all that format you had, but it's having an additional format called received items, right? So from here, you can even change it to quotation. Or here, you have seen this format last week, right? You can again change it to order, right? You can see that bill. Okay. So this is the same format where it is leading to from the receive items. When you are receiving items, you don't have to go through that billing, all that functions. You can directly click on that and go to the same form, right? So these are things you can do when you finish creating this items list. Okay. So that is the understanding you have to have before starting up. Right. Now, I'm going to the items list. Okay, items list. Okay. If you want to, if you are writing down notes, now what we are going to learn is creating items. Okay, now we are going to see how to create items. When you are going to create items, the path is inventory command center, items list. Okay, item list. And you can see there is no item. Okay. And at the bottom, you can see there is a button called new, right? The new button is there. Click on that button. Right. When you click on that button, you get this format. This format is the format for creating items. Okay. Only one field, or basically two fields are active. One field and one checkbox is active. The only active field is item number, and the checkbox is inactive item. Right? Until you enter an item number, you can't enter any other detail, because that is the unique identification number of any item. The meaning is you can't have two items in the same number. The system wants to recognize the items separately. Therefore, it needs to have a unique item number. Okay. Right. Now, before filling this, I want you to go to the document I have uploaded, the item list SAB cricket fact. Okay. Right. Now, I just want you to remember that you are the accountant of this SAB cricket, as we agreed in the first day. Okay. Then, from the first day, right? Then you should have a proper understanding about what business we are doing. What are the products we are offering? What are the business we are doing? Right? So if you go to an organization and ask from the accountant what product do you offer, if the accountant is looking up and down, it's a very bad impression. Right? So you are the accountant of this company. Right? Okay. So you should know what are the products and services we were offering in the first day case study. Right? We were offering a few. We were not offering only products. Right? We were offering some services as well. If we are having a ground, cricket ground, so we are offering info on higher basis, we are hiring the ground. And we were offering cricket lessons or cricket classes we were conducting. Right? So those are services. And also we were selling some cricket equipment. Right? Some cricket equipment and cricket related other accessories. Okay, so we are having two major categories of sales or items, service items, and other physical items. Okay, as I told you, the first learning we are going to have is how to create the service item. Okay, so someone can argue service is not an item because you can't touch that. Okay. But in my view, as I told you, if we offer continuously anything, right? If you offer anything for sale continuously, that becomes our product. For example, if you take a financial institution, we discussed this matter previously. If it's a financial institution, when you, for example, if it's a bank, when you go to the bank, what are their products? They call them products. They don't have products to sell, right? When you don't go to bank and buy something. But still they have products. What are the products? Housing loans, vehicle loans, right? Or housing loans, they call mortgage loans, personal loans, right? Speed draft services, international remittances. So they have different products. Right? They are their products. They are selling them. Okay. So like that, even the meaning is any service can become being a product. Just like that, for MyOB, in service is an item. Right? We have to create a code for that because we know the code, we know the price, and we are offering it as a standard service. Right? Therefore, first two services we are going to create are lessons. You can see lesson type is one is individual lesson, the other is group lessons. That means if you are rich enough, you can take an individual lesson. Want more practices, you can individually go and learn the lesson. But we are going as a group. So for one member, the cost will be 250. You can see 250 per hour per person. For an individual per hour, it will be 500. Right? So these figures may be too low, but for your understanding, we'll assume this way. And then you can see in front of that, the prices are at inclusive. That is also there. And in front of that, you can see there is an item number. Okay, item number. This item number is having a meaning. Okay. You have to learn how to create an item number. Now here we are giving these item numbers. It's a case pattern. But if you are given any item without this item number, you should be able to create an item number that has a meaning. Okay. Now, if you look at your course code of this subject, right? Course code of this subject, what? BSAA. What is the meaning of BSAA? Bachelor of Science Applied Accounting. Right? So each and every letter is having a meaning, isn't it? They are not just letters, right? The SAP කියලා දාන්න තිබ්බනේ. Yeah. SAP 22013 කියලා දාන්න. No, it's not. There are letters given. Letters are having a meaning, unique, right? For the, let's say, for business analytics degree, this may not be the code, right? Their course code may be different. I don't know, BIS or something may be there, right? EA something will be there. So the letters are having a meaning, and then if you look at the number, course code I'm talking about, number 2 is the year, next 2 is the semester, and then there is a sequential number. The next two figures are sequential number, and last number is the number of credits, right? So each and every letter and numbers are having a meaning. Similarly, when you are creating any items code, the item code should have a meaning, right? You should be able to read the item code and identify, okay, this item is related to this category, right? For example, you look at the first item code and try to read the item code, read the meaning of the item code. SLSINT is the item code. What is the meaning of it? Sri Lanka standard India, INT India.
What is the service average?
S. First letter S is for service. Okay, good. Very good. LS is for lessons. First letter S is for individual. First letter S. Letter S is to denote that it's a service. Right? Next two letters is to denote that it's lesson. Okay, lesson, the second broad category. First is the major broad category, major two out of the major two categories. This is the service item. And within service items, what is the specific category? This is lesson. And last three digits, last three letters showing the specific type of the item, specific item. This is individual identity. Then you can easily read the other code. The second item is group lessons. So, okay, listen. Group lessons. S for service. LS again for lessons. Then GRB for group. Okay. Right. And then, shall we create that? Shall we create these items? Okay. Now, what is the first thing required in your software? In your software, you have to first enter an item number. Okay. Now you know what is the unique item number. You can even type without looking at it. You know it's service S, right? LS for lesson. Okay. IND for individual. Right? Make a copy කරන්න තු enter කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. You should be able to enter because you are now reading the code. Right? Service and its lesson and then individual. Right? Then you can press tab. Then you can press the tab key. When you press the tab key, you can see other fields are becoming open. And then you have to enter the name of the item. The name of the item is individual lessons. Right? Okay. Then there are three items to there are three things to choose. Right? I buy this item, I sell this item, I inventory this item. Now this is of course we are creating an item for this, but this is a service. Nature of this product is a service. In a service, hands up those who say, I buy this item. These cricket lessons are taught by someone, maybe the two owners, they are also cricket experts. They may be teaching practice. So hands up those who say, I buy this item. Of course, service is also item. You don't have to worry about that. Service is also item. That is true. Do I buy this? Hands up. Hands up those who say no, we don't buy. Hands up those who say I don't buy this item. It means I don't buy. I don't buy, I don't say. No, I'm only asking for the first checkbox. Huh? I'm not referring to the other two. I'm asking for the first checkbox. I buy this item. Whether we should tick it or not. That's the question. If I buy this item, I have to check that. If I don't buy that, I have to leave it blank. Answer those who say yes, I buy this item. Answer those who say I don't buy this item. The others saying I don't care whether you buy your it or not. Our accountant, you are accountant. You have no idea whether you are buying it or not. Okay. Now let me take you back to your O-level commerce. Knowledge. Right? Or ordinary level commerce knowledge. You learn. Most of you have learned in different languages, not in English medium, I guess, right? In English medium, some Tamil medium, many. Very few may be from English medium. They are luxury. They are business studies. What are the features? Sorry. And what else?
You can't store.
Tangible, not tangible, intangible, perishable, we can, when I'm doing the lecture, now the technology is making it different. They are recording it and keeping it for future use. But the live lecture, you can't take it home. Right? You have to stay in the class and you have to enjoy that. I don't know whether you are enjoying or not. Right? You can't touch off here. You can't store. You can't store, right? And it's intangible and perishable. You have to obtain that, and at the same time it's provided, right? So those characteristics are mattering here. So usually here, depending on our business nature, we are not buying this, right? We are not buying this, and so I'm leaving in plan. And do I inventory this? Can I inventory? Yes. Answer those three yes. Okay. Answer those who say no. If I don't buy, there are two reasons. Huh? If I don't buy, I have nothing to store. Okay, I have nothing to store. That is one. That is one reason that appeared now. Right. That reason came now because I'm not buying. Then I don't have anything to store. But generally also you can't store a service. That's what we agreed now. Okay, you can't store a service. For example, let's say the coach is coming and teaching the practices and recording it. So after storing it, can he show it to the learner? No, doesn't work that, right? You can't store it, right? What you can do with service is you can sell it on, right? The service is there as a package. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't inventory it. But if someone is asking for the service, you can provide the service, you can sell the service. Understood? So service is there only to sell. So tick in front of I sell this item. Clear? I am selling this item only. If I am selling this item, I have to select a sales or tracking sales account. Right? Sales revenue will have to be recorded in a particular account. Then I have to select an account. So there is a drop down arrow in front of that field. Click on that and find under the sales or revenue income related accounts. Is there a suitable account? Tell me, what is a suitable account? What is it? Cricket lessons income, right? There is an account called cricket lessons income. Select that income account. Okay, cricket lessons income account. The account type you can see from the right side. Okay, on the right side you can see the type of the account. Left side you can see the name of the account. Okay. Select cricket lessons, use account. Click on the use account button. Right. So you have selected it. Okay. You have selected it. Right. Then go to the other tab available. Go to the second tab. Profile details are okay now. Okay. Profile details are okay now. Then go to the item details. Is this familiar to you? When we were creating supplier cards also, you had a similar interface like this. So this is to give some specific information about this item, right? Now, in certain organizations, they have a lengthy list of items, right? So sometimes by the name, they can't even identify what is the item, right? So in that case, they can have an image or photo of that particular item on the left side, and they can have a small description on the right side. So those are for reporting, reference purposes, not for accounting purpose, right? These are for information purpose and reference purpose. Therefore, we are not going to insert photos and all that. That is not our job, right? Then you can see there is another tab called buying details, but that tab is blind or that's not working. It's locked. The reason is I am not buying this item. I have not selected that, right? So selling details tab is active because I am selling this item. Okay. Go to the selling details tab, and then you can see there is a base selling price you have to enter. What is the selling price of this? 500, right? 500 rupees is the selling price. It's given, right? And selling unit of measure. What is the selling unit of measure? Hourly. This is hourly rate. Okay, right? This is an hourly rate. So Hour is the selling unit of measure. Okay. Selling unit of measure is hour. Hour. Not for you are hour, it's H for you are hour. Right? And then if there is a tax code applicable, you have to enter. What is the tax code applicable? Here in this table it mentions, right? These are VAT inclusive. The prices are VAT inclusive. Therefore, you have to include VAT. Just type the letter V. VAT will be auto-filled, right? And then prices are tax inclusive or exclusive. You have to pick that. The prices are tax inclusive, right? How do I say so? It's given here. Inclusive of VAT, inclusive. INCL, inclusive of VAT. Therefore, I will pick that. Okay. Then calculate sales tax on. Calculate sales tax on. You are given options. What are the options? Actual selling price or base selling price. What is the selling price you are selecting? And some those who say actual selling price. And some those who say base selling price. Then others, only two options you have. Either actual or base. Again, hands up those who say actual selling price. Okay, half of the class. And then hands up those who say base selling price. The other half of the class has to be, no? Okay, there's another lesson we'll learn. I'll teach it later. But I'll tell you what is the reason here. If you select base selling price, here we have selected the base selling price as 500 rupees. Whatever the price you invoice, and you will be taxed at 500 rupees. Right? Sometimes it may be wrong. Right? If your price is always fixed for no reason, if it's not changing, then it's okay. Right? But for example, let's say suddenly you have to charge an extra premium or additional price. 750 you have to charge, right? Then still the tax will be calculated on 500 rupees. So it's giving you a small calculation error, right? Therefore, it's always safe to use the actual selling price. So this base selling price will be filled in the invoice. But if you want to change it, let's say you make it 750 manually, then based on 750, your tax will be calculated. So that is the correct way of calculating tax, right? Actual selling price you have to use. Understood? So we are selecting it, and that is about the selling details. And I am going to the history tab. I don't have a history about this item. Still we are creating this item. So those are the information you have to enter. Then click OK. Click on OK button. Right? Then you can see one item is created. Then you go to the solved tab. Under all items, it's anyway appearing because all the items will appear under this tab. When you go to the solved tab, this item is appearing because it is an item you are selling. Right? When you go to the bought tab, it is not appearing because you don't buy this. When you go to the inventory, you don't see this because you don't inventory. Right? So you can understand these three tabs are linked to the three ticks you have to select when you are creating the item. When you were creating the item, I buy this, I sell this, and I inventory this. There were three ticks. Those three ticks are linked to these databases. If I sell this, it will appear under sell. So, clear? Right. Now you know how to create an item. Okay. So I want you to independently create the second service items. What is the second service item? Group lessons. This one, group lessons. Quickly create this. Now you know the mechanism. Creating the second item was quite easy, isn't it? Creating the second item was very easy. The reason is previously selected account was anyway appearing, and even the selling details were given. The previous ones information were given, and you had to only change the selling price. Others were the same, right? And I hope it is clear. Group lessons. I sell this item only. Selling details 250 per hour. All others are the same, right? Okay. Now we have two items. All right. Then here in this tune, you are given that lesson of how these codes are created. Okay, how this code of the or the item number is created. So that is known as alphanumeric coding system, where you can either use numbers, a mix of numbers and letters, or else you can use purely letters to create the code. But that code should have meaning. For example, you can start the codes by letter S if they are service items. You can start the codes by R if they are raw material items, or if you can start with letter I if they are direct inventory items, finished goods items that are inventory items, right? And then second block, the two alpha characters we discussed are the type of the service. LS was there, that is for lessons. And then the final block was to highlight what is the specific type of the service individual, right? And then now for the services, that is the learning you want, right? For creating service item. There was another thing I didn't want to highlight, but you have noticed when you are naming the item here, even in lessons, right? I want everyone to focus now. Okay. I want all of you to focus now here because this is important fact. The lesson type, right? The name of the lesson type was given as individual lessons, group lessons. They didn't start as lesson individual or lesson and then group. Okay. They could have written it as lesson, right? So common word could have been taken first, lesson, and maybe with the high group or lesson, then individual, right? But they have not done that. They have taken the individual first and then group first, right? And also when you go to the other items, now here we can see if it is a product, let's say, okay, if it's a physical product, not a service. An example is given, platinum convertible Puma cricket shoe. Okay. So there's a cricket shoe, the brand is Puma, and platinum convertible is the specific design or style, right? Then Here you can see one way of writing the item name is cricket shoe, Puma, platinum convertible. But you are advised not to use that format. And you are suggested the format. The suggested format is platinum convertible Puma cricket shoe. Right? Then, and also how to pick that is also given. Product name first, and then the brand name, and then the broad product type. Lastly, the product type. Now I want you to understand why. There should be a reason why we bring that. When you are working with these items, you have to use the autofill function. When you type the name of the item, when you have let's say hundreds of items, when you want to search an item for a format, then you have to type the name of the item. When you type halfway, it will autofill. Right? If you named it as cricket shoe, you will be entering cricket. And there are hundreds of cricket related items. Cricket shoe, you type cricket shoe. There are a number of cricket shoes also. Right? Then again, you keep a space and you are typing Puma. Under the Puma brand also, there are so many items. Right? Then you will be typing platinum convertible. That means you have typed the entire name. Until you type the entire name, you couldn't find the items because you started with the broad category and then you came to the narrow. Right? You understand? Then you can't make use of that autofill function. Autofill function doesn't help you because you have to anyway type the entire name of the item. But if you bring the specific product name first, right? Platinum convertible, you don't have bags. Platinum convertible, you don't have gloves. Platinum convertible, you know specific type of a shoe, right? Then automatically it will come because there is only one item called platinum convertible Puma shoe. Of course, you know it's a shoe. You understand the reason? Same for the previous service item, lesson. If you type lesson first, when you type lesson, there will be two items appear, individual and group. Again, you have to type the individual part also. But when you start with individual, of course, it's lesson. Automatically, it's a hit. You understand? The unique feature of the product will have to be entered first. When you are entering the item. Understood? Understood? Right. Now, having that understanding, there are some other service items, school matches, day and night matches, and club matches. Shall we create them quickly? Okay. I'm going to create the school matches. Okay. Service. Ground hire. Look at the item code. First letter is S, that is service. GH is ground hire, and then SN is school matches. Right. So you should be able to read the item code. Now we'll quickly create those items. Matches, I see on this item only, but it's not trigger lessons income. Take the drop down arrow. So we have ground fees income. We have an income account called ground fees income. This goes under ground fees. Okay. Ground fees income. And go to the selling details. It's again hourly rate. All these are similar, right? VAT inclusive, all are same. Per hour, that is 1,500. It's hourly. Yes, hourly rate is given. Ground fees. Okay, you create one and the type. The only difference is the income account is ground fees income, and then selling details, base selling price is 1,500. It is also hourly. Okay, hourly. Right? Okay. Now, I'm going to create the second item under the higher charge, ground higher charges. I enter the item code, right? Item number, and press tab. Now, I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to teach you an easy method of creating items when you are given so many items under the same type, right? Even though in the class I have given only 3 items from one category, practically you will be getting 100, 200 items under similar category, not in the examination, I mean in the real company. Yeah, I understand your pain. Right? No, not in your practical examination. I'm referring to the practical scenario in the industry. Okay? In a real companies, you will have 100, 200 items under the same type, right? Then what you can do is, if the nature of these items is same, for example, let's say the income account is the same, right? Maybe the selling type or selling price charging mechanism is also the same. Slight differences are there, right? Then you have an option called copy from. Here there's a button called copy from. At the bottom left hand, you can see copy from. That means you are going to copy the settings from another item, right? You are going to copy the settings from another similar item for this. So after entering the item number, I want you to go to copy from. Then it will give you your existing information will be deleted. Okay. Then you copy from what? School matches. Can we copy from school matches? Because that is a similar item, right? If you copy from group lessons, it's wrong. Your income account is different. Okay. You have to copy from school matches. Then you can see everything is copied. Just change the name. What is the name here? Day and night matches. And selling details. That is 5,000. That's it. That's it. Only difference is code and the name and the trade. Others are similar. Okay. So like this, you can copy from any other similar item. Any other similar item. Okay. Again, see how I'm using it. I'm going to create new item. Okay. I take this item code and then I'm copying from. Okay. I'm copying from let's say any existing match type, other type, right? School matches. Then I'm just changing, right? Then I'm just changing the name and the amount. That's it. Okay. Because we know other information are same or similar. All right. Okay. All right. Now look at the third transaction or third item category. Okay. That higher income. Okay, that higher is product. That higher is priced at 50 rupees per hour, inclusive of that. And item code will be what is given, right? So this is the same thing, similar thing that was given in the table, right? Similar thing, but the way it is given is different. It's given as a statement, right? You have to be prepared to read this type of statements and identify the numbers, because in the examination you are getting a case study, you will not be given nice tables, right? Sometimes you will have to read the sentence and identify how to create my item. B information will be given in the paragraph. For you to pick items, pick information and pick exactly. Okay, that is why this is given in a different format. Now we will create this item. Now see, the name is not given. You have to decide the name, right? You have to decide the name. This is not complicated, therefore you can just type it as bat fire. Now, do I buy this item? Bat fire. Do I buy this item? Do I sell this item first? Do I sell this item? No. Then why are we keeping this item? Are we a charity? Whatever the items we are creating, we are selling them. Okay. Otherwise, we don't have to have them in our list. You understand? Whether it's a service or a product, we are having something in our list, we are selling. We are not selling them. We don't have to have that item, right? Of course, we are selling. My question is, are we buying this? Now, these are the confusions. These are the confusions you will have in a case. The moment you see a different case situation, you have to carefully understand what it is. Bat hire is a service, right? Here we are not going to sell the bat. We are going to hire the bat. Bat will be returned by the player after playing, right? Of course, bat is an item. It's a physical item. Bat is a physical item, but that hire service is not a physical service because bat will be returned. You are not letting the player to take the bat home, right? Therefore, bat hire service, you are not going to buy that service. You are going to buy bats. Yeah, that's true. That is there in your email. But you are not going to buy that service. Therefore, you are only selling that service. Okay. So you are selling it, but it's not ground fee income. There should be a separate income account for that. What is suitable? Equipment hire income. There's an income account called equipment hire income. Select that account. Okay. And then you can go to the selling details. It's hourly, VAT inclusive, and 50 rupees per hour. 50 rupees per hour. Right? VAT inclusive, 50 rupees per hour. Selling unit of measure is hourly. Right? Is that clear? Click OK. That higher. So you have that higher income item as well. Then again, a similar case is there, bat repair. Right? Bat repair, again, that you have to understand. Right? This is charged, this price is charged for the bat repair service. Right? Not for any items included in the repair. Not for any material you include in the repairing. This is charged only for the bat repair service, maybe the labor charge. Okay. Therefore, create that item as well. Number 4. I sell this item. Repair fees income. There is an income account called repair fees income, right? So it should go into that income. Selling details. 250 rupees. Is that per hour? Per bag each, right? When it is not clear, I mean, make it each. Meaning is for every one unit. For every unit, you are charging each for each battery. Right? We will use that word. If you don't like that word, you can write as battery or something, because it's not considered in the calculations. But for your reference, it mentioned that. Okay. But it's safe to include as each, because when I'm teaching, I'll be referring to that word each. Okay, each 250 battery repair service. I sell this item. Okay, are we good with that? Right. Then look at the tune. You have created all the service items. Okay. You have created all the service items. Next, you have to create the inventory items. Right. What is the meaning of inventory items? These items you will be buying, and you will be inventory. You will be keeping them in the inventory until they are sold. Right. Very in a very rare case only, you will just buy and sell without inventory. Even for one day, you will be inventory in them. Usually, right? If it's a third party transaction that you are taking a commission only, you will have I buy and I sell, I don't inventory. Right? But for 99% of the cases, you will be buying. If you are buying it, you have to inventory. Okay. After inventory, you will have selling. All right. Then we will see how these item codes are created. You can see here, I, the first letter is to denote that these are inventory items, right? The letter I. And then here you can see the code type is repair item, handle, and the specific nature is rubber. So the second two characters are there to say the type of the income stream, right? For which income stream this item is allocated. So that is repair income, right? For repair income, this is coming under that. And then the category of inventory, there are three numbers or three letters. That is HND is handle. Handle is the type specific category of the inventory. And then you have to have a specific characteristic to identify this item, specific type of item. These are rubber items, right? Rubber handles. Therefore, RUB is given to or mentioned to show that it's rubber handles, right? So there are four parts of the code. Four parts of the code. First code is the inventory. Second code is the income stream. Third code is the category of inventory, and final code is the specific type, specific characteristics of that item, right? Now, having that understanding, we will start creating these repair items. Okay, these are inventory items and repair. A table is given. You can see name of the item is given, and how we are purchasing it is also given, because these type of items. Okay, hope everyone is listening. Carefully listen. Now, this is something you have to learn. If you mess this up, you won't be able to create any of the items, because hereafter all the items are having this complication inside their details. Okay. When you are given details related to items, okay, you are given this information: the name of the item, and then a buying unit of measure. It is an important, okay? It's an important information. Buying unit of measure. Buying unit of measure is whether you are buying them as individual units or are you buying them as a different, maybe packages, maybe boxes, maybe cartons, like that. Because in a business, usually the nature is you are buying in bulk and selling individually. That is the business. Okay? So buying unit of measure is very important to include. And then cost price per item. What is the purchasing price per item is also given, and you can see that column is highlighted. In your table, that column is highlighted. I'll tell you why. And then you are given the repair price per item, basically that is the selling price. When you are using that item for repairing, then you are charging that selling price from the customer. Right? That is basically the selling price of that particular repair item. And then finally you can see the item code. Okay. So after teaching this, I will be asking questions, right, randomly. So you have to be clear in alerting. Hope everyone is listening. Now I will be asking questions from this area. Okay, after explaining this, from each of you, I will be asking questions. Therefore, be in alertness. Then this dark color column is given because that purchase price we are not usually including in the items creation, even though that information is given, right? Even though that information is provided to us, given to us, we are not including the purchase price when creating the item code or item. There is a reason for that. Because when we go and buy items, time to time, the buying price may change. Because that price is a decision by the seller, supplier, right? Unless we have a contractual agreement for a specific price, the buying price may change time to time. Because it's not our decision, it's the decision of the supplier, right? But our selling price may not change like that because selling price is our decision. Unless our management gives us a decision to increase all the prices by 10%, the prices will not be increased, right? But our buying prices are changing. Therefore, it is not fair sometimes to include the price. We have to take the price whenever invoices come, right? Therefore, we do not remember that fact. Because in the examination, buying price will be given, right? You don't have to enter that price. Maybe real buying, real purchase will have a different price. Okay. Then if you miss that real price, and if you have included that standard price in the item creation level, then your buying cost or purchase cost is wrong, different. Okay, that's why I'm saying that carefully attend to this. Don't include the purchasing price. All other information you have to include, not the price. Right? Okay. Now we will see how to create an inventory item. Click new. Right? We are going to create the first item, RP code handle. Right? I take the item code. Right? I take the item code and then I enter the item name, RP code handle. RP code handle. And now we know I buy this item. Because these are physical items, right? The tangible items. So I buy this item, I sell this item, and I have to inventory this item. All three. When I buy them, I have to inventory until that is used. Therefore, all three will have to be filled. And when I buy that item, there should be a cost of sales account, and there should be, when I'm selling it, there should be a revenue or income sales account. And when I inventory them, there should be an inventory account, right? At the bottom of this table, you can see under additional information, the three accounts are mentioned, right? Cost of sale, cost of material repairs account, income account for tracking sales, that is repair fee income, and asset account for item inventory, that is inventory or general inventory account. Okay, so those are the accounts you have to select. Now we will see the cost of sales. Under the cost of sales account, cost of material repairs. I found that account, right? Cost of material repairs account. Use that account. And then under I sell this item, repair fees income. Okay, that is selected because for repairing I am earning this service, or even though it's not service, I'm repairing this price. And then inventory account, that is the general inventory account. Let me see whether there is an inventory account under assets. General inventory here, right? There is no any specific name for the inventory account, therefore we can use the general inventory account. Right. Then you can see item details we are not anyway entering, but the buying details tab is active now. Buying details tab is active now because we are buying this item. Okay. Go to the buying details tab. Now there are some important information you have to fill. Right. The only information you don't have to fill is the buying price. The rest of the information you have to fill. Last purchase price you can't see. A standard cost you are not going to enter, right? That's what I told you, not to enter that price. And buying unit of measure you have to enter. What is the buying unit of measure? Here you can see box of 20, right? So this code handles you are buying in packs for boxes. Each box contains 20 handles, right? Therefore, here the buying unit of measure is box, right? Then item number of items per buying unit. This number is important. This number is taken for calculations, right? In previous service items, whatever the term we included, hourly, each, those are not considered for calculations. They are just words. They can't be taken for calculation. But here, the buying unit of measure box again cannot be taken for calculations. But number of items per buying unit of measure, this number will be taken for calculations. Right? Now here we are entering as 20 because in each box there are 20 items. Okay. How this 20 will be considered is, let's say when you are buying these items, right? If you enter the quantity as 5 when buying, I'm talking about a future action, right? I'm talking about a future action. When you go and try to buy this item, if you enter the quantity as 5, 5 will be multiplied by 20. Because your 5 units are equivalent to 20 into 5 boxes, right? Then they will calculate the quantity as 100 items. Therefore, this buying unit of measure is really important. Okay. And then tax code when bought, that is VAT inclusive. So you can mention the tax code here. VAT inclusive, right? So those are the information. So this top part of this information are essential to fill, right? Very important information. Buying unit of measure and number of items per buying unit of measure. If you make a mistake here, all your inventory values will be different. In the examination, I'm always referring to this learning through the examination because exactly this will be tested in the examination. There's nothing else, right? That's why I'm highlighting. No matter how hard I try to teach you, right? Teach the students. Sometimes they make mistakes. If this is wrong, if you buy 5 boxes, then that will not be multiplied by 20. Your inventories will not be updated accordingly. So I can't come and save everyone individually. What I can do is I can do the lecture here, right? Whether you are listening to this or not, it's up to you. Right? Learn to focus when the lecture is going on. It's a simple logic because you have learned for 13 years in school. Right? You have done some education, that's why you are here to do the degree. Without the minimum university qualification, you can't do this. University and one when no one get any part of business. Some that means you have had some discipline in the school, you have learned something, then you have passed the level examination and came here. So I don't expect you to act like you have not learned anything in the school. The school, because the difference between school and here is in the universities, the school teachers can punish you, right? In universities, lecturers can, but lecturers don't want much. This is the adult education. For adults, I am also an adult. So it's just I'm not delivering the lectures. I deliver the lecture. Whether you understood or not, I'm saying. It's not a place to correct the discipline. Discipline should be corrected at the school and at home. Here we are just delivering the content. But I'm repeating certain things again and again because I'm the one who is marking papers. I don't want to see students failing, right? But I can't do it alone. If you don't want to listen, then you will fail. So you also have a responsibility to listen to something going on here and give that focus. Okay. It's not like as I told you, it's not like other subjects. You can't just skip certain parts and then start from the next slide. Not like a theoretical lecture. If you miss a particular part, because these parts are very important. If you miss this particular learning, then whatever the future items you are creating, you will continue that mistake. Okay. Therefore, make sure you give the right attention, at least when I request for that attention. Right. Then buying unit of measure is important, as I told you. Correct that and go to the selling details. Under selling details, you can enter the price because selling price is our decision. Okay, selling price is 800 rupees, VAT inclusive, and selling unit of measure is not boxes, right? You are buying them as boxes, but you are selling as each. You are not selling as boxes, right? Customers won't come and ask for boxes of handles. They want only one. Therefore, it's each and one. Selling unit of measure is one. So that is the difference. You are buying in boxes, but selling in each, right? The price is 800. Okay. Then you can click on OK. Then here RP forward handle is created, right? And there is a specialty in this item, inventory items. There is a last cost. The column is filled as 0, and on hand quantity is 0 because you are buying these items. If you bought some of the items, that quantity in hand will be updated here, right? Now, with the same format, shall we create all these items? Because all these items are in the same format, same accounts will be debited and credited, and only difference is the name, code, and the price. Right? Even the buying unit of measure is same. 20 boxes. All are coming in 20 boxes. Right? So we will create all these items. Okay, so first create the handles. At least there are 3 types of handles. Then we'll take a break and then we'll create the 3 handles. I hope you can remember the technique I told you copy from. You don't have to type everything, right? You can copy from other handle. Right, hope you created the three handles. After, if you created three handles, I'll show you the attendance to mark. Okay, if you created the three handle types, you can mark your attendance and take the break. Okay. Take only 10 minutes the break, okay, because today we got a little late to start. Then we can finish on time.
நம்மளோட ரெண்டு போட்டது நோமல் ஒன்று போட்டாங்க அடிச்சு எனக்கு கோல் வரும் அது ஆட்டல் வந்து எழுதிக்குவான் அவனை கூட்டாளி போனா அவன் வேலை செய்யுறான் சின்னதான பெருசு இந்த ஒரு ரிட்டர்ன் எடுத்துட்டு ஒழுங்கு தானே போயிட்டு வந்து
Okay. Shall we start now? Shall we start? Right. Now we will start creating the other types of items, right? In the same table, you have blades. So we will create those blades, 4 types of blades. It's the same way. You can just start copying, start the first blade by copying from a handle and then change the name and the price. Because by unit of measure is the same. 3 accounts to be selected are the same. And selling unit of measure, all the information are the same. Only difference is name, code, and the price. Right? So create all those blades as well. I'm creating new. We take the code and then I'm copying from a handle because the accounts are same. I'm changing the name. Selling unit of measure is one and each. Then selling price is 1,000 rupees for the first blade type. Right, below wood blade, selling price is 1,000. Okay. Right. Have we created all the handles and blades? Once you finish handles and blades, tell me we have to start the shoes, right? Now, actually, only one thing you need to clarify in these shoes, right? Shoes is it's the same. It's another inventory item. The only difference is when you are creating the shoes, cost of sales goes to cost of goods sold account, right? The accounts are different. Cost of goods sold account and income account is equipment sale income because there's nothing repairs required. It's just buying and selling. Therefore, equipment sale income. And then the asset account or the inventory account is the general inventory anyway. So these accounts should be different. And also shoes are purchased as pairs. Right? Then can someone tell me what is the buying unit of measure? Now, when we were buying as boxes, buying unit of measure was box, and the number of items per buying unit of measure is 20. Right? When you are buying shoes, these shoes come as pairs. What is the buying unit of measure? That is a pair. Of course, the buying unit of measure is a pair of shoes. How many items per buying unit of measure? You have two answers, no? It has to be either 1 or 2. And some those who say 1. Buying unit of measure is a pair. Number of items per buying unit of measure is 1. Then hands up those who say 2. The thing is, practically you have to think from a buying and selling point of view, right? Of course, the name we call that is a pair of scissors, but they come as 1 unit, right? Pair of shoes, they come as 1 unit of measure, right? Because you can't sell shoes one by one. You have to sell the entire pair. You have to buy the entire pair, right? So price will be charged for a pair. That is the point you have to see. Price is charged for what? What is the unit? The unit is a pair for each, not each, right? Therefore, buying unit of measure is also 1. Selling unit of measure is also 1. Okay, that is the only difference compared to the other item. We'll create the shoes as well. Okay. Now another thing, if the space given is not enough to enter the full name of this item, we can cut down some words, but don't cut down the model, right? For example, platinum convertible Puma cricket shoe. That is the name. Platinum convertible Puma. This part should be obviously there. because that is the model name and the brand name. Okay, then I'm copying that part. That is essential. But I know all these shoes are cricket shoes because I am selling cricket shoes only. Then I can type as shoe. Instead of cricket shoe, I remove the word cricket. Then I am including only shoe. Right? So these type of problems can arise in a practical situation also. Right? There can be lengthy names. You have to shorten the names, but make sure the meaning is not disturbed. Right? Meaning is clear, and you should be able to find that platinum convertible Puma shoe. That is how I have renamed it. My cost of sales account is cost of goods sold. Right. Income account is equipment sales income. Inventory account is general inventory. Buying unit measure is pair. Buying unit of measure is a pair. And number of items per buying unit of measure is buying unit is 1. A pair and 1. They are also VAT inclusive. The selling price is 4,000. Right? Selling unit of measure is also pair. Right? And number of items per selling unit is 1. And selling price is 4,000. Price per pair of shoes. Then you can copy from the previous shoe and continue creating all the shoes. The second shoe, the price is 3,600. Only the name and item number will be different. 1,000 Uni Adidas shoe. Okay, quickly create and finish the shoes. Done? Those who finish, you can, those who finish the shoes, they can go to the cricket bats. Okay, cricket bats, you can see it's the same three accounts as shoes. Cost of goods sold account for cost of sales, and equipment sales income account for income or sale, and general inventory for inventory. And the buying unit of measure is DOZ, that is dozens. Dozens. So how many units are there for a dozen? 12. 12 units. Therefore, make sure you adjust that number, right? So buying unit of measure is dozen, DOZ, and number of items per unit is 12. Right? But selling, when you are selling, you don't sell dozens, right? That's you are selling only each items, right? So that way you can continue the pick and packs also. Okay, like this, by under buying detail, buying unit of measure is DOZ, and number of items per buying unit is 12. Under the selling details, selling unit of measure is each, and number of items per selling unit is 1. Price is 1,600. Doesn't. For cricket bats, it doesn't. DOZ. See this. dozen, and 12. Right, if you completed the cricket bats, 4 types of cricket bats, then the last item is cricket bags, which is very simple, nothing complicated. Buying unit of measure is also each. Selling unit of measure is also each. You are buying each bag and selling each bag. And the 3 accounts are also the same as previous. Cost of sales, 1. Number of units per number of items per buying unit is 1. So it's very easy. Right, the last cricket match name is so lengthy, so you will have to, here I have mentioned it as original BD, G and M, right, Gun and More. So it's G and M bad. So you can shorten the model name, but you have to make sure that it gives the meaning. Make sure you copy from a suitable item. Otherwise, the bags will come as dozens. Sometimes bags will come as boxes of 20. There will be a lot of problems if you pick the wrong file or wrong item to copy from. Okay, hands up those who created all the items, including bags. Very good. Thank you. I'll open the attendance. For those who could not mark the attendance, please you can mark your attendance, right? I'll give you 2 minutes to mark the attendance. G and N. Write it as G and N. G and N. Yeah. And hope those who could not have marked their attendance now. Right? Online participants are okay with attendance? I hope it's okay. Hope they have. Right now, there is another small learning in this. Okay, listen. Now you have created the list of items we want to purchase and sell. Right? When you go to different tabs like sold tab, you can see all the items are appearing because we are entering something as an item here for the reason of selling. In the purpose of selling. Therefore, all the items we are selling, all the items are appearing here. When you go to bought, you can see except the service items. Except the service items, all inventory items are appearing because I don't buy the service items. Here you can see. Under the inventory tab, all the bought items are appearing because after buying we have to inventory all those items until they are sold. Right? So these three are depending on the 3 ticks we have marked under each item. Okay, right. So we can close this items list. Close the items list. Then, as I told you, this items register option in the inventory command center. Okay, in the items register option, sorry, not the items register, set item prices. Okay, set item prices. In the set item prices option, this is very important when the organization is making the pricing decision. Right? Your items, usually your items list won't change after some time. But your management will decide price changes. Maybe with the inflation, we are increasing all our prices by 10%. Right? If such a decision happens, for you to change those information, change the inventory item related information, you will have to go to the items list, go into these items one by one, right? And then go to the selling details and change the price from here. Okay, that is the option available. How to do that? You go to the items list, select one by one item and go into the item through the white zoom arrow and go to the selling details tab and change the selling price. Right? Rather than doing that, I'm closing all this. With the set item prices option, you will be able to modify only the price of everything. Every item price is appearing, selling price is appearing. So you can take a document of 10% increased prices. You can see the item number and item, then just change the prices on. When you change the prices from here, inside the items profile, the price is changed. Selling price is changed. Right? So it's the same database. So that is one option that makes your life easy in a price changing decision. Okay. Right. Then, right. So that is about item or inventory items, inventory and both selling items creation topic. And I was referring to the schedule. According to the schedule, not the next week, week after the quiz is scheduled, right? But week after, there will be a small problem with my schedules, and I will not be able to take the class on the 6th of December. It falls on 6th of December. So what I can do is I can either drag it early the next week, or else we can do it after that week. Like now it's in 9th week, we can postpone it to like 11th week. Is it okay? To the 11th week? Weekday, correct? I'm having my job. We can open your company. Your company and okay. So we'll have the online quiz on 11th week. Is it okay? So no problem. In the 11th week. Yeah. Next week කරන්න බෑ content එක මතක ආව වෙලාදී. අපි 11th postpone කරගෙන තමයි කියන්නේ. වෙන week එක ගන්න එක තමයි හොඳ. නමුත් මේ week එකේ lectures වෙනවා content එක ආව වෙනවා. Instead of that 6th week, there will be an alternative. එක දවසක එදා වෙනකොට මෙතන එකක් තියෙන්නේ. ඊළඟ දවසක කොහොම දෙකක් ගන්න. ඒ option එකක් වෙයි. You will be informed properly. For mistake asya අපි කරන එක practical නැති නිසා we make it 11th week. Okay. Okay, which will be on the 11th week, right? Okay. So that is about the inventory and service items creation. I hope you understood the logic behind creating those items, and it's very important the buying unit of measure, selling unit of measure, and setting the item codes properly. Right? The skills you have mastered is reading the code properly and identifying the item. Okay? Because in the examination, sometimes you will not be directly given the code to copy and paste. Or just to enter. Sometimes you will be given the description of an item. Based on that description, you will have to create the item code on your own. Right? On your own, you have to create the item code. Therefore, master that skill. Right. So you can take your company file backups, not the backups. You can collect the company file to your email. So whatever the mode you are taking. Close the company file and select it. Now, and also make sure your company files are properly completed with all the work we are doing, right? Because most probably by the next week, maybe after the next week learning, you will have to upload the continuous assignment again, right?